Yeah, so there we go. No countdown. We're just live. No announcement that it's going to be a live stream. Whoever's got notifications on will be here.
If they work.
If yeah, that's true. If they actually work, somebody. If you got a notification, let me know. If you're watching this, like YouTube goes, if you're watching this a year from the live date, hi from the past. Well, I guess technically everything's from the past because you couldn't make a future video. It would be a thing.
Welcome to old 6 scale news.
Well, yeah, welcome to the old news. So what's going on, guys? We're back. I haven't done a live stream in weeks. I think it's been weeks. I think it is. I don't know. But I've been busy. So here we are. I've got Brendan here. He's going to add commentary, color commentary, and shenanigans. So, and he's been busy too.
It's my favorite things.
I know you've been doing your comic book thing on the weekly, but 6 scale stuff. I haven't done anything myself. So
I mean, I kind of just got.
Cheers. There we go.
Cheers. I kind of just got a little exhausted with like all the streams and stuff like that. So yeah. We do our Monday night comic book stream. That's the only one that I do regularly.
Gotcha.
Like it's just once a week, Monday nights. That's it. And then occasionally, when there's actually something worth talking about rather than just manufacturing something, then, then we'll jump on here with you. Or sometimes I do like the Collectors Club on Collecting Weekly, like maybe once a month or something like that. But yeah, that's about it. It's like,
yeah, well, I feel like we actually have something to talk about tonight. Like there's a lot
actually. Yeah, it all kind of happened in the span of like a week or two.
And that's good because I've been busy. I'm like, okay, I've got preview videos coming out for all these things because people will watch those, over time. They'll watch them, and that's fine. And it's interesting to see my thoughts on like the preview versus when something shows up. I'll go back and watch my own preview and go, oh, you were right, you were wrong, whatever. And I don't know if anybody else does that, but I do that. But tonight I've got some figures here that I've got on the desk, which you already have one of because you got it before me. And then I got a giant box here that will open up.
It's a basketball.
It is yeah. So if anybody in the chat would be curious to see what's in said box, you can guess which Hot Toys figure it is. Oops, I wasn't supposed to say Hot Toys. If you can guess which Hot Toys figure it is, we'll open this thing up. So I got that going on. So super exciting. But that guy Mark says a mule tonight. Yes, it is. It is a mule evening. But AJ says I opened a few figures tonight. I did some damage this past weekend. Like damage.
I hope you mean just damage. Yeah. Not like you damaged the figures because that would damage you. I mean, your sanity and your wallet and your collection. So that's just bad.
I've broken my fair share of figures. So that's the thing. But yeah, no, I've gotten a number of figures in. So I just released a review of the KX and Forcer Droid, which is K2SO with a new paint job. So that was one bit of news I was going to talk about tonight.
Yeah, I skipped it just because I have K2SO, so I didn't need it. But it was great for anybody who didn't have that. I honestly like K2 so much that I was tempted to get another one, to have another one in kind of like a different kind of display.
Yeah.
But I'm just trying to kind of conserve space and be a little more focused. So I ended up passing on it. But it's a great figure.
It is. It's if you have K2, it's the exact same figure.
Just different
paint,
a little bit more paint, like weathering. Basically.
Yeah, the paint and the Imperial logo is kind of washed off a little bit and worn off. But I could see that one going for. So you've got the original K2 that's from the beginning of the film, and then this one's like the battle damage version when he goes down, like in the control room.
Yeah,
he's just down. So I think you can certainly go that route. Yeah. Anyways, so K2 for those who got, I think it's sold out at our friendly. U.S. distributor. I think it is anyways. So hopefully if you wanted it, you got it. And I think what's going to happen with that particular figure is it's a great stand-in. I don't know. I haven't talked to anybody that's like army building those to build that scene from Book of Boba Fett. I haven't heard of anybody doing that. If you are, show us. Like I want to see that.
It would be cool, but yeah, that'd also be that's a more expensive proposition than like building army building the battle droids or something like that too.
Well, it's about the same as Army building Spider-Man 2099s.
Which there's going to be a lot of.
We'll get there. We're going to talk about Spider-Verse for sure. We'll get to that. AJ says, nope, just my wallet was damaged. Figures in great condition. Well, that's good.
See, silver linings. There you go. That's all. That's what's important.
I'm going to unbox this. Tell us what you got going on in collection land. You got any more comics or statues or whatever? I'm gonna.
I got the 1/3 scale Linda Carter Wonder Woman back there that I love.
Oh, she finally arrived.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like. Oh man. I haven't told you that. Yeah. Like a month.
No, you never told. You kept that. You kept complaining about it because she never arrived.
They took forever, but yeah, I finally got it. So
you got it straight from Prime One?
No, I got it from Marcos, a collector's own.
Oh, there you
go. The problem is that Prime One is like, unless you order it for, like, if you order something directly from Prime One, then you know that, okay, like once it's ready to go, you're going to get yours.
Right.
But if you ordered it through someone else, through another retailer, they don't tell you or even the retailers when they're sending stuff. Like Marcos was literally like, I know I'm getting some stuff from Prime One in a shipment next week. I don't know what's in it.
Wow.
Right. Like, it's not like he's got like an itemized list and stuff like that. He basically just kind of gets a packing slip that's like, hey, this pallet had, whatever on it. So, people had, oh, look at that.
This is not, I didn't expect this at all.
Nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's like, you don't know, and there's no rhyme or reason, at least that we know of, as far as like which retailer they're going to send stuff to first.
Right.
And they make stuff in very small batches, kind of similar to like Hot Toys and stuff like that. So it's like, this batch goes to this retailer, then this batch goes to this retailer. And like, if you're like 6th or 7th down the line, then your orders don't get filled and you don't know when it's coming. So that was kind of the situation, because people had started getting that back in October.
Oh, I know.
And I got mine.
You were showing me photos.
Yeah. So that was annoying. But and then I got the I got Cyborg. I have Scarlet Witch from WandaVision coming tomorrow. And then I got the one that you're going to be unboxing. I got the So Toys Night Out Spider, which I really like. It's really, really cool.
It's a surprise figure release for sure.
It is a really nice one. And then I actually got, let me see.
Uh-oh.
I got these.
Oh, yeah, you showed me those. Those are awesome.
So this guy over in the UK makes all different kinds of like figures. They're about like 8-inch figures and statues, basically. They're resin, hand painted. And so I got a handful of Daredevil ones. It's kind of hard to get it to focus. So I got the all red suit. I got the black and red. And then the original yellow. And so I got
Are they like resin printed and then painted, or did he sculpt them? Or I mean, they're all the same. They got to be, a mold of some kind.
I think he does like the sketches, and then the creates the file for the printing. Like, so he does the digital sculpting, I think, and then prints them and then hand paints them.
Gotcha.
So yeah, they're cool, and like the batons like slide into the hands, and this is like an actual like nylon right here. That connects the billy clubs, and so yeah, he made like 6 different color iterations, and I got these 3 to be kind of like the classic,
nice,
red, the classic black, the original yellow. So got those were cool, just to to have with the rest of my growing Daredevil collection.
Well, you at least you have some sort of vision.
Yeah, pretty much. And then I got the it was supposed to be here today. FedEx is not on my Christmas list right now, because Lyerson of a driver pretended that he delivered the packet, or tried to deliver the package to my door. Did not. I was sitting here all day. I literally had my wife Uber home so that I wouldn't miss the delivery because it had to be signed for. And then as she was getting home, she saw the FedEx truck just driving down our street and just turned the corner. And she's like, did he come earlier? Because he just like went past the house. And I was like, no, he didn't. And I checked the tracking. It says he tried to deliver it. I looked outside on my door. There was no slip that said like, hey, we missed you. Didn't put that on there. Didn't put on any other door in my neighborhood. I was going up and down the nothing. And so I was livid, and I'm like on the phone with FedEx. I'm like, he needs to turn around and get back over here. I talked to like 3 different people, and they were like trying to call the driver to get him to turn around, and he wasn't answering. And then, so now I have to wait until Tuesday. And that package was my Daredevil 168 first appearance of Elektra that I sent into CGC and got signed by Frank Miller and Klaus Janson.
Now you got to wait.
I am not a patient individual.
Yeah.
Okay? And I got it at a 9.6. Wow. I bought it when it was slabbed at 9.4. Cleaned and pressed and then signed and hoping that I would bump. And I did get the grade bump. It went up to 9.6. And now I'm just waiting to have it because FedEx sucks a big one. And I should have had it today, but now I have to wait until Tuesday because of the holiday weekend. Yeah,
I had that happen. I had a delivery from DHL on a Friday. This is a month or so ago. And, and all of my stuff is like, signature release. I'm just like, I'm not home. Like, just sign, whatever. Leave it by the door.
Which I normally do, but FedEx won't let me.
Well, sometimes they won't. Sometimes they won't. But on this particular one, it was signature release. It was done. I think it was, I don't remember which figure. It was something. I don't know. Anyways, so I got notification that it was the delivery was rescheduled. I'm going, what the? All you got to do is literally drop it and leave. This is Friday, 2:00, whatever this was. And so I call up DHL and I'm like, hey, what the hell? And they go, there's a note on here that says the delivery driver didn't feel it was safe to deliver. And I'm sitting here going, number one, the DHL guy comes to my house multiple times a week. Like,
he was afraid of your goats.
Yeah. I have acres of land. There is cameras everywhere. Like, I have a secure space. That's not a thing. Okay. I got cameras all over my house. And like,
you live in like South Central Charlotte.
Yeah. Right.
Like,
and so I'm going, I mean, you can see, from my cameras, I can see the trucks driving down the road. I'm like, okay. So here's what actually happened. All right. And I'm alleging this. So here's what I'm alleging this. This was on a Friday, and somebody wanted to go home early on Friday and just said, oh, it's not safe.
Oh, you're not wrong. And look, I'm not saying everybody that works for FedEx.
No. But on this occasion,
but there are absolutely drivers for every delivery service, every one of them out there, that they're either running behind and they don't want to be on the hook for not delivering everything that they needed to, or they just want to get home. They want to get their weekend going. And the certain ones that are like, oh, this has to be signed for. Oh, they weren't home. And don't even stop at the door. They just do that because if they do, they leave the slip. There was no slip on my door because he didn't even stop. He literally just drove past my house.
And then Tuesday it'll be raining and you won't deliver it. But it's fine. Funny, I happened to be home yesterday, and DHL guy actually came and delivered this. He came and delivered this questionable box, and he goes, "I finally get to meet you." And I'm like, we meet finally. Okay. Yeah, because he's here like, multiple times a week.
I've been waiting too. So
yeah. So anyway, so I've got this box here, and anybody in chat would like to give it a guess. I certainly did not expect this nice packaging. I mean, that's straight up. That's nice.
So are you on like a first name basis with like your delivery people since, for getting all your stuff?
No, because I never see them. I'm never here for them to do so.
I get my so the DHL guy I'm on like a first name basis with. So whenever I'd get stuff delivered from overseas, and he would always he would literally, if I didn't answer the door and I hadn't signed the release, he'd call my phone
Nice.
and be like, hey, are you, do you want me to leave it? Are you home? Are you going to be, so cool guy. And then my postal service guy in my area, he knows me, and I never have to worry about stuff going to the wrong house or anything with him, because so I get my comics and other stuff too, but like I get like my comics shipped to me every week. I have a local place that I go to for some stuff, but then I order stuff from another one and they get shipped. And right. So I also will constantly go on and like buy stuff from other dealers online and stuff, and usually it gets shipped with the postal service. At one point, he said to my wife one day when he ran into her, he's like, your husband gets more packages delivered than anybody else on my entire route, and probably for like my entire working career,
including businesses.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm just constantly getting packages. Nice.
Dude, this packaging ain't no joke. Wow. Like, it's straight up. I'll try to show this. I'll do a video on this at some point. But
was this like a limited edition thing? Is it like no? So these are like readily availavailable now.
It's a NeoPixel. Yeah,
that's my favorite kind of pixel.
It's NeoPixel, and it's good. It's got some. It's
got some heft to it.
It's definitely machine. It's milled out of aluminum, I'm sure. But like the other hilts I have, like something like the Disney or the Galaxy's Edge Disney ones, like the hilts are so freaking fat. You've got to have like freaking ginormous Hulk hands to handle them.
I think a lot of companies are making those a little more heavy duty because more like cosplayers or like fan filmmakers and stuff are like want them to be like sturdy, and they want to be able to like twirl them and
well,
all
this
that
is
stuff.
a dueling blade, so you can straight up fight people with it. Yeah, it's that. I mean, it really comes to the strength of the blade more than the strength of the hilt. I don't run around the cornfields, chopping down corn or anything with this, but I might make for a hell of a video. I want to get this. I want to take this off just to get a look at it.
Yeah, my cornfield is the grocery store. I don't have cornfields.
I could walk. Well, it's wheat this year. They planted wheat, so it's wheat field right now. But I could walk over there and get some. In fact, if I let my goats loose, they would have no wheat in that field because they would tear it up.
That's just not a sentence you hear every day in Boston. If I let my goats loose,
it's a thing, man. It's a thing. So I'm trying to get this plastic off, but I'm not sure what the trolling's going on in the chat, but I hope you're having a good time. I mean, whatever's going on there. But yeah,
is somebody being fresh? Who's being fresh?
This is beautiful, man. Absolutely beautiful. So I am stoked to finally have, and I don't have a dark. This is my first dark saber.
That is pretty cool.
It's beautiful.
Now, does it like full boat, like light up, sound effects, everything?
Oh, all the stuff, man.
Nice.
Well, I guess we can put the blade in it. I don't know. I mean, I wasn't planning on doing this, but yeah. No, it's straight up badass. Let's see if I can do this. You get all the nice bubble wrap sound on audio, but oh yeah, it's gonna light up beautifully. Yeah, man.
It seems a lot of people have had problems with getting slabs delivered by FedEx.
Yeah.
Oh, that looks awesome.
That's gonna be badass.
Ooh,
however it connects, I don't know, but
see, that's the one thing. Like, if you have the blade attached on like a regular lightsaber, but it's not lit up, it doesn't. It looks
like a toy.
Yeah, even when it's not like lit up or anything, looks badass.
That looks badass, man. Shit. All right, well, we'll light it up for a video another time. I just was excited to check it out, so there's that. But I was not expecting this. Like most sabers I get, like companies will send me sabers. I've gotten a lot of them, and they come nicely packaged. Like I've never had one that's not nicely packaged.
Right.
But this is like next level. This is a step up. And very cool. Very cool. But yeah,
you were just sell this on their website.
Yeah, it's Damien. I guess I could probably plug them since they were kind enough to send me one. But it's Damien Sabers. Let's see here. Shoot. I don't want to get the wrong URL. DamianSaber.com. It doesn't have an S on the end. But anyways, I got a video coming up in the chat on that, because I've had so the last saber I got was from a company I never even reviewed. I never made a video on it because it was such a pain in the ass, and the sound files were jacked, the lighting effects were jacked. It was just bad. It was just bad.
At that point, like you're just making a video just to make a negative video because it sucks.
Yeah.
And at that point, it's like
I emailed them, and I'm like, hey, I was like, I'm having this problem, whatever. I was like, and so they emailed me like a month later. I'm like, you don't want me to make this video. I'll be quiet.
Right. They would at that point they'd be like, yeah, maybe just skip the video.
It's not a bad company. I've got other product from them. It's just this particular unit I got was crap.
Right.
So that's how it goes. Anyways, so speaking of figures that we've received recently, you got this guy before I did.
Yeah.
Right.
I really like the sculpting on the mask is really, really cool.
So my Spider-Man Noir is in a box. Well, he's right there. Dark Spider. He's over there. I plan on using him for this video, but it's not the same. I mean, it's similar.
Oh, no, it's different. I think they've improved this one in terms of like the body. It feels sturdier than the Spider-Man Noir, which I still love. It's still a great figure.
It is, but is your Spider-Man Noir, is like the body's loose, the joints are a little loose?
It's a little bit, but it's not like the loosest figure body that I've ever had.
Yeah.
It is a little bit, but not bad. But yeah, I mean, the distressing like on the jacket, it looks like real leather.
Yeah.
The sculpt work on the mask itself also mimicking that leather kind of, it's done really, really well.
I don't think this is going to be one that a lot of people are going to go after, simply because it's a niche. It's a niche spider, right?
Yeah.
But if you like it, it looks like they did a really good job creating what they intended to create.
Yeah. It's one that I think not a lot of people will get, but the people who dig it and end up getting it will actually be surprised that it's better than what they were expecting. So
and
it's a nice little surprise for those people.
That one had that sticker, that limited edition exclusive sticker on there too. So I don't know how many of those they made. I don't know. I think
I don't think they set an actual number, but like they have in the past, like with like the Daredevil and the Spider-Man Noir, they set a number. But
yeah, I think they made 500 of this Invincible. I think that's what they made.
Yeah, that's going to sell out if it hasn't already.
Yeah, it's gone. This is beautiful. I hope you guys got this, because it's, if you wanted it, this may be, and I haven't posted it, just messing around with it a little bit. This may be one of So Toys' best right here. It's pretty damn good.
The funny and good thing is that how many times have we said that? Like, it seems like they just keep doing better.
I know that the classic Trickster Loki, that head sculpt is
right, but it's like with each new release, we're like Gambit. Gambit's another one. It's like one after another. It's like, this might be So Toys' best one. Oh no, wait! 2 weeks later, no, this might be So Toys' best one.
Yeah, well, I mean, they've had their fair share of weird ones too, but but this, I mean, this,
and I'm really excited for
redonkulous good.
That's the paintwork on that is exceptional,
gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous.
I'm looking forward to I'm looking forward to Rogue finally arriving, but
yeah,
I really want that Old Man Logan.
So I know there were some photos out there. One of the blogger, one of their promoter people's got the Rogue in, and I was expecting mine, and they shipped it, and then recalled it because it was missing some accessories.
Yeah, when you said like blogger photos, that made me think. I was thinking of it earlier this week. Back, as long as recently as maybe just like a year or two ago, whenever Hot Toys dropped a final, like, release, right? Not announcement, but actually released a figure, it would always say like final, like, production photos or final product pictures when they put them on Facebook and stuff. Everybody in the community would, whether it was YouTube, Facebook, whatnot, would call them just blogger photos.
Right.
And now when Hot Toys releases something, they say blogger photos when they upload them on Facebook.
Yep.
So they are actually paying attention. Maybe they don't actually, maybe it's in one ear and out the other for a lot of stuff, that the community says. But for certain things, evidence is there that they actually do listen and watch these, channels and check out the Facebook groups and stuff like that. Because they, whether it was intentional or not, they picked up on that and started using the term that everybody else had been using before they were.
Yep, no doubt. So I have and they're, I guess they just shipped yesterday, or anyways, I have the 2 Comic Origins Iron Men coming, right? And for whatever reasons, mine got delayed, so whatever. They'll be here next week sometime. And I know they're not for everybody, but damn, they look amazing.
That's the stealth one looks phenomenal. So I have,
I'm gonna throw it up on the screen here.
So I'm gonna get both. I have the original one, and then I've got I've got one of them on pre-order with a local place, and then one of them I still have to pick up. I'm on the wait list on Sideshow, which will convert because they just say everything is waitlisted. Just because a heavy die-cast figure, big box. I was like, I don't want to deal with like the overseas shipping on that. So
that's fair.
I can wait for them, to come domestically. So I do have both of those that I will be getting. And with the original one, that trio is gonna look so good.
It's
so good.
So I'm gonna take a note here. I'm gonna throw something out here. Let me back up here on the photos. So would you say that the composition of exposed joints on this particular Iron Man, where you got knees, elbows, shoulders, crotch, abs, all that are visible? Because I think I messaged you this last week, is egregious enough to skip it, like some people are willing to skip the 2099 Spider-Man.
No,
it's the exact same joints.
So for me, the reason why is because this is a suit of armor, and even though, like, yes, the joints are functional in this and that, like, that's what's going to bend, like, at the knee and the elbow and stuff like that, it doesn't look like necessarily like a toy, because it looks like that's just where the joints, like where the 2 pieces of the armor meet in real life.
Right, it's mechanized.
So so because it's metal, because it's armor, that just looks like where the joints of the armor come together. Yeah. So it doesn't look cheap. Whereas,
so it doesn't look like his entire crotch section is missing.
Right. Yeah. No, I mean, obviously, with any pose and angle, it'll look like that a little bit.
I'm proposing that people are critical when they want to be, and they are dismissive when they want to be.
Oh, absolutely. For me personally, like, I love this, and because it's like, it's armor, it's mechanized, and you're gonna have those things, I'm okay with the joints and that, and I always have been. I've always said that.
Yeah.
When it's like contextual where it works, that's fine. Because you would expect to see the joints of the armor in those different locations, whereas you wouldn't expect to all of a sudden see those joints and those flex, those gaps and stuff like that on like a Spider-Man figure that's got a fabric suit, right?
Right.
So for me, like and anybody who likes the 2099, which we'll get to, more power to you. Go for it. Like, I'm not pissed about it. I'm like, okay, that's not for me then. Like, and then I had my lunch and I went on about my day. It's like, I don't like it. I think, like, to me, it's like I wouldn't spend more than like $30-$40 on that at like Target or something.
Oh, that's hard. We'll get there. We'll come back.
But if somebody else likes it, that's fine. But
But
I do see it as different than this.
okay, that's fair. That's fair. I remember when they posted that one photo like a couple weeks ago, and I was like, "Hey, look, is this the new Iron Man Spider or something?
Yeah.
Spider Iron Man, something like that." I can't remember what I said, but so because I mean everybody took note. It was fine.
Then there's the clear plastic that people hate on these ones too. So there's something that everybody will dislike or like, or
See, I'm over the clear plastic thing. Like I don't love it. Don't get me wrong. I don't love it.
But once you were the same as me. Once you got it in hand, you were like, it doesn't ruin it at all.
No, man, that's literally one of my favorite Iron Man figures in my.
Oh, absolutely. It's right behind. Oh, right, yeah, it's right up here, and I love it.
I do think the stealth one might take the cake though. But
yes, because the plastic is one. It's just a cool color scheme. It's just a really cool color scheme, and the plastic is less noticeable because it's tinted the same kind of color as the rest of the body. Whereas they didn't tint the original one red. It's still the clear plastic over the red body. And then this one, it looks like it's clear over the gray. They didn't
they could have done like a smoke color.
Yeah, they could have done just a little bit more with this one like they did with the blue and be fine. But the truth is, I think it looks awesome no matter what. So
it does. Because I know you remember this comic cover when he first came out, right?
Yeah.
This comic cover. Because that comic cover, I was like, oh, it was just like
it's so cool.
Badass, right? And
the thing is, I know a bunch of people who have that original Iron Man one, and not a single one of them was disappointed with it once they got it. They were like, oh my God, this thing is phenomenal. If you're hung up on the clear plastic, I'm telling you, once you have it in hand, you will not care.
I would love a comic-inspired Iron Man head sculpt to go on it.
That would be cool. That would be sick.
But
that would be cool.
I'm okay not having it. I would like them to go back and do. I know they did the Iron Man one for the film, but like the OG original, comic. If the comic line is just too. There's just too much opportunity for money that they're missing out on.
Yeah, I think they're just so dialed in to the movies and Disney Plus and then Star Wars. Like they're just so dialed into that because to them it's like, well, the movies and stuff are doing half the marketing for us. Which is true to a certain extent. But then again, you also got to remember they're putting these figures out like 2 years after a movie or a TV show.
Exactly.
So it's like, but yeah, right now they're so wrapped up into just the MCU hype and stuff. And I think that if they just tried to expand a little bit more into some of the comic stuff, I think they would, realize that, okay, this could be a profitable revenue stream for us. This could be, but realistically, do I see them doing it? No. I think, the closest you'll get to that is still basically the same model as like the MCU and stuff is like the Spider-Man games. Yeah. We'll get more figures from the new Spider-Man game coming up. They'll definitely do the black suit and stuff like that. But yeah, they're just tied to other things that already have a marketing machine behind them because that just kind of helps do some of the work that they don't have to do.
That black suit's going to sell out.
Oh, absolutely.
Going to sell out.
Look, I'm not pre-ordering pretty much any Hot Toys at this point. I'm just waiting. They drop and I get it. But that one, as soon as they announce the black suit from Spider-Man 2, the game, I will pre-order that because that will 100% sell out. Especially if you saw the footage that they just did at the PlayStation Showcase.
Yep.
And you see they didn't just basically do just a basic black suit. It's got this like texture all over it, and it looks like it's like the wet like symbiote like on different. Did
you notice his personality changed?
Oh yeah, that's what happened in the comics and in the movies and stuff. So like, yeah, he was angry in the
but I didn't expect that from
demo.
A video game. It was very cool to see that they picked that up. That was great. It was great.
Kraven looked good. Like everything about that, like Lizard. I cannot wait for that game. I
will definitely pre-order the hell out of that game.
It should be like September or October that it comes out. So.
I'm all over it. So I want to jump into. Well, I guess we'll get to a release. You said you had
Yes,
Wanda.
Linda, I agree. She's
said
very
you had
glad that she has
Wanda.
the 2099 Spidey from the game, and so am I.
Oh
'Cause if
yeah,
you already
no doubt.
have that, then you don't have to worry about the Spider-Verse.
Yeah, no doubt. So this figure right here, I skipped. That might not be a shocker, but I skipped
really?
it.
Okay.
Yeah, I skipped it. What was it? Yeah, what was this one? This is the one I skipped. Yeah, and this is why the shoulders. Now, I'm gonna be completely hypocritical on this. When we get the 2099 Spidey, I'm gonna be completely. I'm just up front gonna be hypocritical.
I got you. No, I got you.
All right,
but so
because we recently got Ahsoka with the seamless body that is freaking 12 out of 10.
Yes,
This
except the tendency for the arm to snap.
Well, mine, I don't know. Maybe
a lot of people had that issue. Mine the arm on mine actually came broken.
Well, they just don't like you, man. I don't know what they. But this is egregious. To have this beautiful of a head sculpt.
Yeah.
But
hey, she got double jointed elbows.
She got double jointed elbows, and you could. If I was to get it, I would display it with the.
Well, see, and that's why the shoulders don't bother me in the least, is because I love the cape. I love that look. And so that's how I'm going to display her. So you won't even see the shoulder joints. So to me, not an issue. But I was talking about this with Lael the other day too. And I said, I was like, look, Hella, you can see shoulder joints on her.
Yeah.
But you can also, with the fabric that she's got, you can obscure them with certain like poses. And I was like, Hella is an absolute grail, like a gorgeous figure. And the shoulders don't bother me in the least. So yeah, that wasn't going to stop.
But you do have to work with her shoulder. You have to.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
which you have to do even less with this one if you're using the cape though, because you don't have to do anything with it at all.
But this head sculpt is 10 out of 10. Beautiful.
Oh, absolutely.
It's gorgeous. However, I still think the Doctor Strange figure, I think if I was going to get one, I'd go with the Doctor Strange figure.
See, I actually think I'm going to skip the Doctor Strange one.
No, you get two hair sculpts with that one, right? With the Doctor Strange one, you get two different.
Maybe.
Like she stole that film, so I'm like, okay. Like I like that film better than I like this.
The thing is, this figure looks so good, and I should have it tomorrow. If I get it in hand and it blows me away and it's great, it's like I probably, unless something with that final release of the Multiverse of Madness one is just so phenomenal. I actually kind of like the suit that she's got here a little bit more, so I'll probably just keep this one.
Well, I see no reason to get both for sure.
Exactly, yeah, and I like this one, so I think I'm just gonna probably stick with this one. And I actually think, as much as I was high on it before, just because I'm really trying to keep my collection focused now, and I'm like, I just don't need it. I think I might actually skip the Dead Strange.
Whoa.
Yeah, I know.
You saw how many Marvel figures I put up for sale. Even I'm thinking about the Dead Strange. How do you skip that?
I know. It looks so cool.
I don't know how you skip that, man.
What I'm trying to do when I look at my collection now is I'm trying to look at it and say, if I don't have something in there, will it feel like my display is incomplete? Like there's a hole and it's going to bother me if I don't have that in there. I need to have a Scarlet Witch. Absolutely. And I like this one. Boom, go in there. I have a Doctor Strange. Do I need the dead, like a zombie Strange and stuff? And as cool as it looks, I'm not going to feel like my collection is incomplete if I don't have him in there. And that's kind of what I'm using to measure now.
Yeah, until we figure out whatever the next film he's going to do, and we got the third eye thing going on and the whole.
Yeah,
but I don't see it selling out. I don't think it's going to be one of those things that's like over retail.
I think they're going to make a lot of that too.
Yeah, I want to see it just for the aesthetic of it and just to appreciate. Hopefully, however it turns out.
That's the danger for me. It's like, because I'm not doing a review of it, right? Because the thing is, you're like pretty much, it's just like Iron Man and then Star Wars.
Yeah.
But you get that piece in, it's going to look so damn cool that it's going to be difficult to let it go. And that's what I'm afraid. If I get it just to be like, well, let me get it and then decide. it's going to be difficult for me to let it go. And I figure just,
and then figure out where the hell I'm going to display it with my Star Wars and Iron Man collection.
Right. Well, I mean, if you kept Deadpool, then you could just throw them with Deadpool.
You can put them with, I don't know where I would put them, but there's her. I think she looks fantastic. I don't really care about the UV effects because they're useless in my opinion.
Oh yeah, no, I don't.
I know people are like,
I will say I do like the fact that if you want to put the batteries in and do the light up function and stuff, it's just the regular arm. Like you don't have to then remember with Obi-Wan from episode 3, you had to swap on a different arm that had the battery compartment.
Yeah.
It's that arm. It's already built into the figure, and if you want it, then that's at least better for me.
Yeah. So this one right here, the Miles, and I'll have to find my other photos because I have photos of these on display at Secret Base somewhere. As cool as this looks, I like the original one better.
I'm the exact same way. It looks cool, and if you don't already have the original, this is a great, figure to get. The style of the head for this one is more rounded than with the really big lenses, which I think makes him look younger, even though he's older in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not a big fan of the red palms and the red stripe down the side of the ribs there. I don't hate it. I'm not trying to say that. I'm just saying that I love the one that we got from the first movie so much and I have 2 of them. So I don't need this one. And it was the same thing with Gwen too. It's I have 2 of that one, and the differences are basically the forearms and the chucks, which are cool, but I don't have to have it.
Right.
That sculpt looks great. And in the street clothes, he looks great.
See, I like the street clothes from the first version. That's why I'm judging it. I'm not even judging it on the hero suit. The street clothes from the first version, I like better.
Yeah.
But I think the head sculpt looks fine. I think there was on some of the blogger photos, the way the hair connects looked a little weird. And this is on display at Secret Base.
It is a pretty harsh line.
It is, but I don't think it's that bad.
No,
some people are making it out to be.
Trying to think how it was on the.
It was definitely because it was magnetic. You could change it out on the previous one, so it was still a gap.
Yeah,
I think the way they lit
looks better on that one though.
Yeah, and I dig this. I think it's cool.
That could just be because it's the prototype. The hair line could be fine.
It could be that, and it could be the lighting of it. It could, I don't know, but I mean, I don't think it's all that bad. I think the expression
it looks fine.
They nailed the animated style. The only complaint I have about this particular suit is that I want to see more exposed joints.
You know what? One of the things that I was realizing as I'm looking back at the one from the first game, what I liked about the one from the first game that they removed from this suit is that from the neck down, and it was actually even on the mask itself too, there was a light webbing, like Spidey's suit. There's webbing, like Peter Parker's suit, there's webbing. This is just black with the logo on there. Yeah. But you actually had those accent marks of the webbing coming down the torso on the one from the first movie that isn't present here, and that I'm missing that on this one.
I don't know how far you want to zoom in. We can zoom in a lot. But here's the thing. I'm looking at this suit material, and you know how awesome that Miles suit material is. It's
posable all get out. Yeah.
Why didn't they just take this material and put it over the 2099 body? Problem solved.
I genuinely do not know.
That would have been perfect.
I really, really do not. That's the thing. It's
crazy, man.
If they hadn't already engineered something that would be the perfect solution for said problem, then I would be okay, they're doing what they can with the 2099. Right. But the suit material on this Miles, we've said that it should just be what every suit is made of for Spider-Man figures.
Yep.
From now on, and you could just pose the hell out of them. So I think that's one of the things that is in a point of contention when it comes to the 2099 that they just announced, because it's I feel like you've already shown that you have the solution to this problem, but you just decided not to use it here.
Yeah, I mean, I like this. This is cool.
I like that. That's cool.
But it's not a good enough reason for me to buy another one.
No.
I would just, I mean, if I want this, I'll just, buy it and toy.
And like I said, I already have 2 of Miles from the first one and 2 of Gwen. So it's like I'm not getting a third one unless there's like a reason for it that just it stands out so much.
Yeah, I mean, all the accessories are same. The suit and the hands are a little. And I'm with you. I don't like the red on the palm, but that's not their fault. That's character design.
That's just the way it is in the movie. That's not. Yeah. I
So,
like the spider sense effect.
Yeah,
I like that.
I dig that.
That's cool.
And then this is the number one thing people are complaining about is these damn shoes.
Yeah,
for the sneakerheads out there.
I get and see it doesn't bother me in the least. I don't care about it, but I get as picky as we can be as collectors when it comes to hot toys. I can understand if people are sneakerheads and they're as picky with sneakers as they are with hot toys, and as such those are egregious and annoy the hell out of them, and so they want to get third-party ones. I totally get that. It's not an issue for me.
It's a zero issue for me.
Yeah.
It's not even worth wasting airtime on.
But there are people who would complain about inaccuracies with guns that come with figures.
Sure.
That other collectors would be like, I don't care, like whatever, So it's just it's a matter of preference.
Yep. There's this little jacket going on, and so here's the other the casual suit. I prefer the first one, the first film. Yeah, if you live in New York and you're from Brooklyn and you love that, then go for it. But since it's the same body, you could just buy that.
Well, I'm curious.
People are going to part it out.
Is the body going to be the exact same?
It's going to be the same, man.
I'm curious, just because he is supposed to be older and a little bit bigger in this. It's hard to tell from the pictures. It very well could be the exact same body. I don't know.
It's the same. It's got the same shoes. It's the same body. I would just buy the clothing, and just have that if you want to have it. But
people might kit it out and sell it separately.
You 100% Toy Anxiety will. They'll be all over eBay and wherever else, Facebook groups. They'll park this thing out.
They'll be overpriced.
No, it's just me. Now, if you do not have the previous Miles version, I would get this. Honestly, I would go get the original Miles version because it's probably discounted somewhere. I would buy that one.
That's the thing. It's still available at retail, and places will probably have it discounted to try and move that stock for when this comes out. So you can probably get a pretty good deal on the originals now.
I would highly recommend going to get that one. You can have it now. Enjoy it for a little while to discount.
If you want to get this one and then, move that one out of your collection at some point. But I mean, it's going to be 18 months at least before this comes out.
Yeah. So this diorama base is crap, in my opinion. Here's a photo of it.
What is that?
It's folded cardboard.
It's just cardboard. Yeah.
It's just folded cardboard. That's all it is.
It's supposed to be like a portal or something that they like.
Supposed to be a portal. You got folded cardboard around here. It's crap. And then you got the other, if I can zoom out here, your other thing back in the back section that we've seen on the previous one. So we know what that is. But this little section right here,
they're trying, but at the same time, it's like, look, I have no problem paying for quality accessories and quality like backdrops and stands and stuff like that. But if you're gonna go the cheap route, then just don't do it. Like, I'd rather just have less stuff to manage, that comes with the figure. Maybe pay a couple bucks less. Like that cardboard. Yeah, I don't. There's really no reason for that. And I mean, what percentage of people who buy this figure are actually going to use that? I'm sure there will be a couple.
Somebody will. I like the little hands coming through the backdrop.
The spot, yes, that is cool. I like that.
That's cool.
That's cool because it's character driven. It's like, okay, this is contextually, it actually makes sense. Like that, totally fine.
I dig that. And Spider-Gwen looks like the same figure to me.
That looks like the exact same figure with different forearms because she didn't have like the pink on the forearms there.
Yeah.
So different forearms and then the chucks instead of like the ballet style.
Still a posing nightmare with that hood being that you can't move the head around a whole lot with that thing.
I was able to get all the poses that I wanted without too much of an issue. So,
well, the hands, like it's not enough. That's not enough reason for me to
no, not for me, not at all.
No. She's a beautiful figure. I do like the shoes.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't mind changing those out and just buying the shoes. That would be kind of cool.
So here's the thing, because I've got 2 of them, I won't get this one. If I only had one from the first movie, I would get a second one because the figure is that good. And the whole point why I got the 2 was so I could have one with the animated head sculpt and one with the masked head sculpt.
Yeah, but there's no head sculpt with this one.
No, but that's what I'm saying.
So far.
Yeah, I think there will be. But if you have one from the first one, like if I only had one from the first movie, I would get a second one. And that way I can have one with the animated head sculpt, one with the masked head sculpt, and then one with like the ballet shoes and one with the chucks. Yeah. So in that case, I would do it. But because I've got 2 of them, I'll pass on that one. This head sculpt looks great. I like the head sculpt.
This is awesome.
Yeah.
This is awesome. He looks badass.
Yeah.
It looks great. Animated style. Looks amazing. I mean, from every angle, he just looks like, here's another one. It just looks like badass. It looks great.
Linda asked, I think she was talking about Scarlet Witch. Can she actually sit with her legs crossed like that? I'm pretty sure she'll be able to, but you're not going to want to leave her like that because that'll definitely damage the suit on the knees.
Yeah. So let's look at this 2099 Spider. Let me get your thoughts on this thing. I was kind of I haven't even previewed any of these photos. I just got this photo from Pop. They sent me from Secret Base. So I haven't seen any of these. I'm trying to see like what material is this thing made out of, but it looks like
it looks plastic.
Yeah,
and that's the thing. It looks like just painted like the paint work on it just doesn't help with that material. It just there's no life to it like you expect from Hot Toys. There's no it just doesn't it would be one thing, not that it would necessarily be fitting, but it would be one thing if this looked more like armor from like a clone trooper. It was that quality of of heft and of material and of paintwork. That this doesn't give you that vibe, right? It just doesn't.
And for those seeing this is a prototype, so it's gonna be full. But the material we're talking about here. Now I will say the blogger photos or whoever for this guy, the poses they pulled off are amazing.
Oh yeah, you're going to be able to pose the crap out of this one because you don't have to worry about damaging any suit whatsoever.
No, but the special effects that came with it, I usually don't use any of the effects. These looked awesome.
Some of them do. I think I don't know. I think the cape kind of looks like they tied a fruit roll up to his back. The cape doesn't really look all that great to me.
Look at those claws, man. See, I first thought I was like, are they going to make this thing die cast? That was my first thought because I was like, this thing is a good die cast.
That I would have gone for.
But I don't have a problem with this figure in its entirety. Here, main photo here. However, I don't think there's any way in hell they sell them for $250. Not a lot of them, anyways. Ain't no way.
I saw the second batch prices in Hong Kong were like $200, and the first batch were like $250.
Still too much.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I wouldn't go over like $30 at Target.
No, that's a bit strong. That's a bit.
No, I'm not saying that as a dig at it. I'm just saying that's where I place my value. I wouldn't spend more than that. On this figure, but if somebody else wants to, absolutely go for it. But I do agree that 200 plus, it just shouldn't be that. But I'm not going to be buying it, so I'm not upset about the price.
So, spoiler: I don't see me reviewing this in 2 years when it's released. So there you go. So I'll go back and watch this. We'll see if I was right or wrong.
Yeah, a lot of people are. Yeah, they haven't actually said what the U.S. price is yet, have they?
I think it's $250.
It is actually $250.
I think so.
Well, that's just banana pants.
I think that's what it
Like
is.
and that's no dig on anybody who likes this and wants to get it, but people who really like it, do they still feel comfortable with that price point?
Well, somebody bought it, I'm sure.
Oh, I'm sure. Well,
But, you know, not a
but
lot.
to be fair, I've bought stuff that I really liked that I was like, this is ridiculously overpriced, but I want it, so I'm gonna suck it up and get it. So
Yeah,
I'm not.
$250.
We all overpay for things we like. There's nothing wrong with that.
Exactly. Yeah, it's $250.
I swear,
I don't see it.
I
Man.
don't remember what the exact price was, but I think the 2099 from the video game, the Toy Fair exclusive from a couple years back, was less than 250. I think that was like 240, 235, 240 or something like that. But even if it was 250, that means that figure is the same price as this figure.
Exactly. So I don't mean to derail the conversation here, but there is a new Spider-Man HD aluminum print on the They Who Shall Not Be Named.
Is it any good? Oh wait, is it the one with him sitting in front of like the subway train or whatever, and then like MJ's in the window or something?
It's yes.
Yeah, I saw that one. Yeah, it looks good, but I don't.
It's
I don't
not.
need it.
Yeah, it's not as striking as previous aluminum prints they've had.
Yeah, I've got 3 of their HD aluminum prints. They've got 2 X-Men ones and then 1 Miles Morales one. I love all 3. I might actually sell 1 or more of them though, just to kind of like, I need to free up some wall space. We got like, I've got, Fan Expo Boston in August, and then New York Comic Con in October, and I've got to free up some wall space for prints because I'm.
Did you see this X-Men one they got?
I have 2 of them. I don't know if
no. This one's not aluminum, but damn, it
looks good.
Cool.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying is like Sideshow's been getting some more prints that have been really good. Bottleneck Gallery is having a lot of really good stuff. I was sorely tempted to get the Return of the Jedi ones that they had. They had this phenomenal, not gonna lie, Who Framed Roger Rabbit one that I almost bought.
Oh, nice.
I was this close.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I have to free up some wall space for some art. I'm running out.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
I've got like 8 things that I still have to get framed that are
I still got my Rogue One print over here.
Mine too. I haven't gotten the Rogue One print framed yet.
Jeez.
I
could go get a cheap frame and throw it in.
I got it almost like a year ago. I still haven't gotten that thing for.
Yeah, no, I'm like, I could go to Walmart and buy a frame for it, but I'm not going to do that.
See, that's why I've taken so long. I just got 6 prints framed like about a month and a half ago, and it cost me about $1,000 to get those.
Yeah, about $200 a piece.
Because you got it, and the thing is, it sounds crazy, but it's like you take those to get framed, and I got mine did the like custom framing at Michael's, but they have like the 2 different. They have like the cheap glass,
yep,
and then they have like the higher quality glass that they put over it, and that one is supposed to be more anti-glare and reflective and stuff like that. And I was like, truth be told, it's not really that much better with reflections and glare. It's the fact that the color fidelity is so much better. It like the cheap glass kind of like mutes and washes out the colors. The higher quality, more expensive glass, you will appreciate the artwork you have so much more. So I ended up going with the more expensive glass on each one, but it was like I said, $1,000 to get like 6 things framed. So I like still have 8 more that I have to do. I was like, all right, I'm going to do it in increments.
Let's talk about the Batman.
Oh my God.
So I have thoughts about this, and I've got a preview video coming on this one too. But since we're here, let's
get nuts
with the chat. Star Wars and Iron Man. That's my collection. I'm keeping my 66 Batman series. I'm going to continue that with whatever Mars Toys wants.
Jedi Patrol, the DC collector.
Yeah, with whatever Mars Toys villains they're going to create, I will buy them. I mean, I still have my Joker over in a box. I haven't opened it, but I'm going to get them. This right here, freaking badass.
Do you think this is going to cut into sales of the 89 one?
No,
not
for a few, but over the large. I don't think, because I think the 89 one, and the most striking thing about the 89 one is the yellow belt.
Yes, absolutely. Because I have the original and I love that. It does. That yellow belt really sets off the rest of the suit. Now, my question is, because in the photos, they actually had him more maneuverable and more posable, right? And they even called that out in their posts. They said, like, you know,
it said ultra
posable, flexible, whatever. And they showed, and it was like, oh, all right, there's like a little bit of like folding or bunching, but nowhere near what you would expect. Now I'm wondering,
like, that's a weird pose to begin with, but it's cool.
Yeah,
but you can do it, but it's weird, you know.
Right. And now the thing is, though, I wonder, are they going, because obviously it's a different engineered suit, like in the movie, like it's a different suit. It's not the one for one exact same thing that he was wearing in 89. Correct. So I'm wondering if they figure out a way to make the 89 version any more flexible than the original one they made, because the original one is a statue.
I think they straight up just did a reissue.
You think? Yeah. Because the original one is just a statue.
Exactly.
This one you can
actually, on the photos they gave us for the original one, though, it looked like a freaking statue.
Yeah.
This one, I mean, I don't. What's not to like? If you can change out the belt and like put the yellow belt on this one, that would be like next level beautiful. But I like this.
That is a curious design choice for the movie, that they went with like a black instead of a yellow utility belt.
But having the yellow bat symbol on his chest is just like a welcomed, a refreshing,
Now, do you? I wonder. Now, so I haven't seen the movie yet. I know a couple of people who got to see it in advanced screenings, but I didn't ask them stuff because I don't want to. I already had one big cameo spoiled for me by the director, actually, so I don't want to.
I haven't had any spoilers, so there's that.
So, yeah, I mean, it was more just like a cool, like, not really story relevant, but I wonder, in the trailers we see, at one point, like the Batcave opens up and there's like 5 or 6 different bat suits that he's supposedly worn over the years that are all kind of like lined up. I wonder if we get any of those bat suits with just basically like the same like sculpt, same face plates and stuff, same body, but those, odds are he doesn't wear them in the movie, but if the suits are in the movie itself, even though he doesn't wear them and they've got the designs, could they make more than one Keaton from this movie and give us the different suits?
I mean, we're getting 2 different ones. So, well, I guess technically the other one's from the other one, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. That would be cool.
Yeah.
The smirk. They nailed that smirk.
Man. That's freaking beautiful.
They nailed it. That is not a Paul Rudd smile.
No, that's freaking beautiful.
They did it.
Oh,
that looks so good.
Did you see we're getting 2 different capes? This is from Photos on Secret Base. This is
so it's actually a completely different cape.
A different cape. So the flying one is a different, or gliding is a different cape.
Okay.
There was a photo from it might have been on Secret Base Facebook page, but it's a swap out cape. So you have the drape cape, or I guess it's wired, and then you have this guy.
Now, see, that cape I think they can nail. It's the other cape that you worry about. Yeah. Will it actually be good? Because Hot Toys doesn't have a great track record with capes. But the pictures in here, the cape looks great.
Yeah, so they've got, and they didn't even put it in here, which is kind of a crazy. All right, yeah, but this is a whole different cape, and then you've got which is wired. You can tell it's wired. You got wires.
It's funny. I didn't actually hear. I didn't actually read in the post, like, see them actually call out the fact that there are 2 capes.
Yeah, let me show you a photo.
That's
for those who are out there. If you don't follow Hot Toys Secret Base on Facebook, you're missing out. I'm just saying. They posted. But here you go. Here's a photo.
All right. Yeah.
So you got a wired cape, and then you got the gliding cape.
Wow, he looks so badass.
And the base, I love the yellow on the base. It's beautiful, and it lights up. It's
now see that's a
10
cool
out of 10,
base.
man.
I like that.
It's beautiful.
It's not like the boring stuff that they do with a lot of. That's really.
I'm a little surprised they didn't get a dynamic stand. They just got a crotch grabber. That's kind of weird, but whatever.
Do they actually give you like a stand for the separate cowl?
Yeah.
So okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'm
I mean, all
surprised
the
they
other
didn't do like a
accessories,
deluxe.
Yeah, all the other accessories I could care less about. I don't care about any of that.
Yeah.
But this is, it's.
I'm surprised they didn't do a deluxe.
Well, I mean, give them 5 minutes, they might do one. I don't know.
Yeah.
But movable eyes.
Because, yeah. Well, I feel like that's like kind of standard.
And by the way, let me clarify something. I see this a lot. It is not called PERS. The PERS is the paired eye rolling system.
Yeah.
That was crap back in the day. These are separate eye rolling systems.
That's literally what they call it, like separate rolling eyeballs.
And it's not PERS.
Yeah.
So for all you people out there calling it PERS, it's not PERS. Like it's not, because that's paired, and that system was terrible. And thankfully they got rid of it. This is much better.
Especially when it would end up breaking, and then you're trying to do it, and like one eye would go in one direction, and you couldn't control it.
Exactly. And I think there's just a lot of people that didn't know that. But anyways, it's like having a Honda and a freaking Toyota. Two different things. This looks beautiful. The suit material looks gorgeous. I mean, yeah. And there's this lower material's got to be more pleathery material than rubbery. It's got to be to have some movement.
It makes me wonder why they couldn't use that type of material on like the Batman Forever, like the Val Kilmer, and to make that one more posable.
Yeah,
because that's a statue too. I mean, I have it and I love it, like that, the Batman and the Robin.
You bought it for the cod piece. Get out of here.
Hey man, 6 scale figure, quarter scale bulge, of course.
Yeah. I agree. They should have. They had opportunity to do something better, but whatever.
I just like that we get Batman from the Flash before any Flash figures, because we've seen
I just care less that they ever produce a Flash figure,
right? But what I'm saying is, like, he's like the character, the main focus of the movie, and we've seen the suits, so it's not like there's a reveal that we have to wait for. I'm surprised they didn't announce like them both at the same time.
I'm surprised they didn't recast that idiot, but whatever.
Well, when you've already spent $200 million, you kind of.
All right, I'll spouse over here because I want to go back to this guy. So, this was good too from the '89 Batman, but it doesn't come with a separate head sculpt, which would have been amazing, but it doesn't. Here it is. It does come with a cool base. I like the diorama base. I dig that. It definitely doesn't look as posable as the new one. But that yellow belt stands out a bunch.
It really does make a big difference. Although I am glad the Flash movie one is using the bat symbol from Batman Returns rather than the '89 one, because I do like that bat symbol more.
Yeah. Yeah. It's more comic inspired, I feel. But this, this is good too. But, your question earlier is the new one going to cost sales of this one? I think some people would absolutely cancel this one to get the new one, but I wouldn't. I would get both, because you're getting a head sculpt. If you're getting the Batmobile, you want this one because I don't know. I feel like this one, you're getting a bloodied up version with this one, and it is a statue, no doubt about it.
Oh yeah, like I said, I've got the original, but I'll get this one and the one from Flash. And
I imagine the paint applications will be better on this one. I would hope
the paint applications will be better on this one. The paint work I think is going to be better on like that kind of bloodied faceplate. But I think the paint work on the suit itself is just going to be better too. So,
Linda,
hey, yeah, you're not wrong.
It's pretty dominant on 29. I think you're right about that. Nathan said, so excited about Keaton Batman. I'm sure I'm not alone, but the original Keaton movie got me into comic books as lasted till now. Yep.
I loved back then. I loved the trading cards that they had for the movie. The '89 Batman movie. They had these awesome cards, and my favorite shop that's like 45 minutes away from me, where I get a lot of my like really expensive comics and stuff. They have like the boxes of the like trading, collectible cards that they put out with the movies from, the 70s and 80s. So they've got them from the Christopher Reeve Superman movies, the Keaton Batman movies and stuff. And like they just look so cool.
Yep. I have one last topic for tonight's discussion. So I want to go through this. So I made a post in my we call it Gen Pop Facebook group, which has got like 10,000 people in there, which is kind of crazy. And I made a post, and let's see here, and it was contested. It was a contested post. And let's see if I can find it
on Facebook. No way.
Yeah. I gotta
surely you jest.
Evidently, I've made a lot of contested posts this week. Hold on, let me find my own freaking post.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, somebody had to get put in the corner.
Hey, right? Yeah. No, I made I don't want to create a post, you stupid computer. I'm trying to find one, not create one. All right, here. And my question was this. It was, and I'll put this in the chat. What section of figure reviews is completely a waste of your time? In other words, when you are thinking about buying a figure, you just want to check out a figure, whatever it is. Of the 20-minute video, on average, 15-minute video, what sections do you just completely say, nope, skip? And so because I generally am interested in that, because honestly, I don't want to waste time recording, cutting, editing, rendering, all that kind of stuff that nobody wants to watch. It's a complete waste of time. So it was a genuine question on my part. And I got 100 and some odd comments, and it was interesting. So I want to get your thoughts on this. And there was a pattern, and the trend was, don't care about the unboxing. We know what the hell it looks like. Don't spend any time on the box, and don't spend more than like 10 seconds on accessories, because nobody gives a damn. It was pretty much pose the figure and let us see what it looks like. Like all the other crap, get it gone. That was like the consensus of 100 posts. That was generally a summarization of that. So for those who commented or in the chat or whatever, let's have a chat about that. So when you're deciding to buy something, you've been in the game long enough, you just go, I want it or I don't want it. Like that's it, right?
Yeah.
So if you're going to watch a review, what are you looking for?
To me, it drives me nuts when there's a review that's like 20 minutes long and it's like 9 minutes in before the figure is actually like center, in the display, or is like out of the box, and so yeah, it's like, unless there is some really cool art on a box, which I feel like at least half the time it's just generic, like especially with the Star Wars ones, because there's a very specific kind of formula that Hot Toys uses for Star Wars, where it's just that kind of like cigar style band on the, and that's it, and like a picture of the figure, nothing else. So when people rotating the box 360 and something, like, no, I mean, it's a box. Well, I'll get that later. That's not what people are excited about. So I tend to just kind of skip that, and then all of the, all of the accessories, when it's like, all right, look at the textures on this and that. It's like, I don't really care about that stuff.
I don't even give a damn about that. And I'm recording it. I'm like, this is stupid.
Yeah, it's like, we've seen hands, we've seen guns, we've seen the E11 blaster, it's like,
unless it's something new.
If it's something that like warrants attention, if it's like, hey, they just innovated and did something that they haven't done before, or hey, this is a new style of accessory, or this is something that is going to be a royal pain in the ass, so be aware of like, hey, this thing is really fragile. The actual informative stuff, absolutely. But if it's just, here's all the stuff it comes with, it's like, get the figure out of the box, put it front and center, and as you're going through the posing things, when you're using different accessories, then you can call stuff out like that, but you get to the figure much faster. So to me, that's what, so I fast forward through a lot of the early stuff, because everybody does the, unboxing this. It's like, Okay, I know how to open a box. I don't care about that.
It's funny you say that because I actually there was a period of about 6 months or so where I cut out all that stuff, and then I get comments. I want to see your initial reaction.
You can't
opening the box.
Everybody. Yeah.
I want to hear your surprise and all. I'm like, I've got like, I've unboxed like 500 figures. There is no surprise anymore. That ship is sailed. Yeah, I'm like, okay. So I cut that out, and then people were like, well, I wish you would spend more time on this and this. I'm going, you can't please, number one, you can't please everybody. So that's the thing. I'm not even worried about that. But I'm thinking for myself, I'm like, unless it's something like you said, innovative, or that was just awesome, like what's the point?
Warrants attention.
Or articulation. Yeah. That was a lot of it. Articulation. We don't care if it freaking bends 80 degrees or 92 degrees. Who gives a damn? Like that was, and I 100% agree with that. However, if it's single jointed or double jointed, you'll figure that out when you're posing it and just pose the damn thing.
But there'll always be some people who will be like, how far can I go? Oh shit, it broke. And then they'll be like, oh man, well, Jetta didn't show how far the leg goes back and blame you for it. But yeah, I mean, I guess you can't please everybody. No. I guess the closest thing to that end would be like, but this creates more work for you, is if you actually did the kind of time code chapters and be like, okay, look, here is the unboxing, here is the look at accessories, here is and people could see it on the timeline on YouTube and they could just skip what they don't want and just go straight to what they do.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you want to look at the accessories, there's a freaking picture of the accessories. Here's everything's in the box. That's my thought. And I'm like, now, if you're a brand new collector, I can appreciate there's a time period where you want to see that kind of stuff because you're deciding if you want to spend your first.
But that's what the preview videos are for, the year and a half leading up to it, because that's all you have to talk about is the pictures of accessories and stuff because you don't have the figure to mess with.
Right. But I'm sitting here going, so I'm going to end up changing the format of my videos just because I like doing that from time to time anyways. Just keep it
fresh. Yeah.
Just for me more than anything. And I don't change the format of mine, and I like messing around with lighting and I like to see how realistic can I make something look versus a flat background or maybe even my wall. Sometimes I want to change that up because I get bored.
Right.
But I want to see the contours and the sculpt and the paint and all this stuff. But spending 10 minutes on accessories, and hey, I'm not judging anybody. I've done it, so I'm looking at my own content.
Oh yeah, but everybody. Figuring out what the formula.
Yeah, and I'm sitting here going, if I'm bored recording this, who the hell's it? I don't want to watch this.
Well, that's so Justin's in the chat, and he even said,
what's up, brother? How you doing,
it's his least favorite part, and he wishes he could just skip it, but then people get pissed. It's like, yeah,
exactly.
If you're in the content creation game and you and Justin are highly visible in that, it's like if you change anything, there will always be a certain percentage of people that just got pissed off because you're not doing because your sole purpose on YouTube is to do what that specific person wants you to do. And it's ultimately the figures themselves and how badass they look and how posable. That's what we all love about these things and why we collect them in the first place. So that should be the main focus, and all the accessories, that should all be the ancillary stuff that it's like, hey, if you want to go and check out, I would almost be like, hey, look, if you are going to film that stuff, because if it were me, I'd just be like, I don't want to film it. I'm not filming it. But
sometimes I just don't want to film it. I'm like, hey,
right. But if you are going to film that stuff, I would be like, hey, look, here's the good stuff. I'm doing that first. And then at the end, if you want, here's the time codes to jump to a closer up, shot of all the accessories and stuff like that. Now, I don't know if that'll affect completion rates on videos and then monetization because
I don't even care. I don't care about that.
No, but I know, but some people, if they do it as their job, will.
If they do it as a job, yeah. But I don't. I just do this for fun because I like it. But so that's why I'm looking at. This is not my career. This is not even close. And it's just something I enjoy doing, and I enjoy I enjoy that part of it, the creativity part of it. Enjoy that. Yeah. So whether I get 8 minutes of watch time or 12 minutes of watch time, I don't give a damn. I could care less. It doesn't affect my life at all.
And the funny thing is, with all the people that were like, cut out all the accessory stuff and stuff, if you do that, and then a couple months from now, you ask the same question in that same group, they'll be like, well, you're not going over the accessories. And it's like, it's you damned if you do, damned if you don't, you know.
Exactly right. Exactly right.
That's just, I mean, that's YouTube, that's the internet, that's collectors. It's like, you're not going to be able to please everybody.
And so what I would suggest for those, because I'm changing the format of mine a little bit, and it'll be over time, but is go watch Justin's videos if you want to see all the accessories and parts, because he can't change. He's got 700 million subscribers, and if he changes anything, he can't change. So
and also
he knows what I'm talking about.
He 100% does, because also you're so beholden to the ever-changing Instagram YouTube algorithm too. That like, if it's your business, you don't want to mess with something and all of a sudden it's like, oh, my revenue for this month went down 30%. That's a lot, right?
Yeah, if that's your source of income, then don't mess with the secret sauce. Don't do that.
There's a YouTube channel that I watch that's all about omnibus, near mint collection, near mint condition, and it's all about omnis and that format and stuff. And he's like, the algorithm changes and YouTube decides we're going to put more emphasis on like shorts, for example, and then all of a sudden his monthly revenue went down 30%.
Yeah.
It's like, that's a big drop, right? Yeah. So if you're doing it as a business, then it's hard to make those adjustments. If you're doing it just for fun and it's like, I'm not making any money or it's only a little bit, it's easier to make those adjustments. And that's when I say it's like, make whatever is fun for you to make. Because if it's not fun for you to make, eventually you're just going to be like, screw it, I'm not going to do it anymore.
Yeah, I only have one goal with the YouTube thing. I want a 100,000 subscriber plaque on my wall. I don't care about the money. I don't care about anything else. I just want to say I did that. That's all I want. That's it. And
it's a cool thing to have. Yeah.
That's all. Like I said, I don't care if like this video does 4 gazillion views or just, I don't care about any of that.
The day you get it, you're going to make a 15-minute YouTube video that's just going to be a static shot of that plaque.
That's it, man.
That's nothing else. Nothing else is going to happen.
Exactly. That's it. So if you haven't already subscribed, please help me out and get that's the only thing I want is I want a freaking plaque on the wall to say, and it's not because I can say, I just want to say I did that. That's it. That's all I want to do. And I'll continue making content, but it's simple. Like we're like this close, man. We're not that far away. Not that far away.
I think about I think about all the reviews that like you've done and that Justin has done. And I start thinking, it's like, how many 6-scale hands have you held up to the camera? Like the combined, like you guys and others that you're just like, I'm talking about a freaking stormtrooper hand again. Like these swap out. It's like, they come with hand, like, dude.
I got like camera rigs and multiple
overhead, and you're like,
all this audio. I got microphones.
You start to think of it's like, what have I not said about 6-scale hands that I can say in this video to make it like? I swear, it's sometimes like if you just inserted a clip from a previous review of you like talking about the hands in a new one, how many people would actually even notice?
Yeah, exactly. Just
be like, wait a minute, this is a Padme figure. Why are you showing stormtrooper hands?
Right.
How many people are going to notice?
Exactly.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm enjoying the hell out of it. See, this is I like when I'm doing a YouTube thing, I like changing stuff up. I get bored. And when I get bored, then I stop making content. I'm like, okay, because it's just, I don't want it to be repetitive. I don't want to do that. I enjoy the posing part of it. And what people may or may not know is the posing section of videos take exponentially longer.
So much longer.
Not because of the recording, but because you want to come up with a pose that doesn't look like shit to put on camera.
Well, that's the thing. And you've got a pose that you think, okay, wait, this looks good. And then you get it on camera. And you're like, wait a minute. That doesn't look good. That's not what, and so then you've got to repose something with the camera in mind. But look, believe me, I run my own video production business. Like I get bored with stuff that I'm doing all the time. And I'm like, well, but they're paying me to do this. So I still got to do it. That's why I do stuff on the side to, flex my creative muscles when I'm in a rut where I'm kind of in the mundane stuff with like clients. And I've got some creative clients and like those are fun, but I also have some just kind of paint by the numbers kind of stuff that I do for certain clients. So
yeah. Well, I used
like
to
right
think of it
now,
this way. I used to think of it like videos. I would do like, 3 for the general audience and 1 for me.
yeah, that
I'll
you
kind of go
have
that
to.
route. And now I'm just like, no, I want to do it all for me. Like, I want to do what I want to do because this isn't my day job, guys. I don't live on this. This is,
Right.
don't get me
I'm
wrong.
shooting a
YouTube,
comic book collecting documentary right now.
yeah.
And it's more work for me to do, but it's fun. And it's like, okay, all the client work is paying the bills, so then I can have fun doing this thing.
Exactly. And that's kind of how I view this, because it's not my career at all. But I do enjoy talking about it, and I do enjoy like having discussions like this, and I enjoy posing and video. I enjoy all that stuff. So that's why I do it. Because if I didn't do it, I would like, who would do this? Who would do this if you didn't enjoy it? That's crazy. But
I think there's some people out there who do that though.
That's crazy, man.
But there are people. Let me clarify. There are people who do it not because they like doing the actual stuff, but because they like just kind of having an audience and being, and being on YouTube and being kind of like internet famous, as much as they are in the little.
Well, that's a thing in any.
Collecting.
I can see that being a thing in any genre.
Yeah. Oh no, absolutely. It's not just this. Yeah. There are tons of people on YouTube who are doing that because they want an audience, not necessarily because they're, really dedicated to creating video content, and creating quality content. And then there are people out there who will do posing videos and stuff, and they don't care about like Lael. He does a million streams, but then he does his how to be a poser, things like that, and he doesn't care about his subscriber count and stuff like that. It's just
having fun.
I'm having fun doing this.
Yeah, right.
And if you have more fun than anything doing streams and videos about 6-scale news and stuff like that, then do that. That's totally fine. But if you're not having fun, right, then figure out a way to have fun doing what you like. Otherwise, what's the point of doing it?
Exactly. And it's kind of like I'm nailed it on the head. It's like reviews. So I think last year and the year before last, I pretty much bought every figure that was released, Hot Toys wise, and I'm just getting more selective. I'm like, if I don't have a spark to review that, I don't want to do it. I don't because I only have so many minutes on this planet as I'm alive. Why waste it doing something I don't want to freaking do?
And why
I won't do it.
Feign interest in a figure that it's like, I have no interest in this figure, because people can also tell. They'll be like, all right, if you if you take a figure that you really don't give a damn about, and then you take one that you absolutely love and you do reviews and you put those side by side, it's going to be pretty clear which one you're excited about and which one you just did to finish the video.
Yeah, or you did it because the audience expects you to do it or whatever. I'm like, that's not a good reason. I don't.
It's the same mentality for just collecting in general, in a sense, because I got to when I started collecting Hot Toys and statues, I was a comic book collector and I was getting stuff that supported the thing that I loved originally, which was comics. At some point, I realized that I turned into a Hot Toys collector, and I didn't want to be that. I'm not saying that in a negative sense. I'm saying I was collecting Hot Toys rather than I was collecting things that happened to be Hot Toys that were related to the thing that I loved initially. And I found myself buying all these Hot Toys, all these 6-scale figures that it was like, okay, yeah, that's a cool figure. Okay, now what? I'm not excited about it.
Right.
I was buying everything just because Hot Toys dropped a figure. I got to get it. Yep. Hot Toys dropped a new figure. I got to get it. And then I was like, I'm buying these things, and it's like, I'm looking at 2 pieces of my collection, and I'm like, loving this one and want to pose it and film it and stuff like that. And then this one, I'm like, oh, yeah, that's cool to have.
I'm with you on that, because
that's why I'm collecting so much less. I'm still collecting Hot Toys, but I'm not getting all of these figures that before I was like, oh yeah, I got to get that one. I got to get that one.
Like this guy does not fit in my collection anywhere, but I freaking love it. It's awesome.
Yeah, exactly. It gives you that excitement.
It's freaking cool, man.
And I've looked at figures and I'm like, all right, that's cool, but wait, I don't have that excitement that I have when I'm thinking about how amazing the stealth Iron Man and the War Machine will go with that classic that I have, and I'm visualizing that display, and like that's amazing. And then I'm thinking about like the Dead Strange, and I'm like, that looks cool, but what am I going to do with it? Like once I get it, you know, I'll like mess with it, pose it, I'll film it, but then when I'm putting it in my like, what am I going to do with it after that? So it's just changed my mindset when it comes to collecting, and I think, but like for you, it's also filtered into how you're doing your channel though, because it's like, why am I going to spend time making videos on figures that I'm not excited about?
Exactly. And you got to understand that this is the figures that come in here. 99% of them I keep like for a long time. Like I'm selling a large section of my Marvel collection, but I've owned them for years. Like it's not like I bought it.
And your collection is funding your collection.
But I have a vision for my collection room, and I'm chasing that vision. And everything else has just got to go. If it's not in line with that vision, it's got to go. And everything I'm selling, if I change my mind and I want it back, I'll buy it back.
You can get it back. And this isn't like once it's gone forever. Even the most sought after, you know, old Hot Toys, if you really want it, you can find it. You know, on eBay, on Mercari, on Facebook, whatever, you can find it. But like what you said about like you have a vision for your display in the room, and that's what I started thinking about too. It's like I started looking at my Maja cases, and I was like, it's too cluttered because I have like 15 figures in a case, and 6 or 7 of them are ones that I'm not really thrilled about, but they're taking up room that I could then have the rest of them, you know, be able to breathe.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I want to walk into my collection room and not think I have every hot toy that has come out this year, but I want to be like, I love how this display looks. And I don't want to sacrifice how some of my really amazing figures are displayed because I needed to kind of keep them just straight up and down so that I'd have enough room to fit in these other 5 or 6 that I'm not as excied about.
Yeah. And I've got other things taking up space. Like I got other statues. I got a lot of freaking Star Wars helmets, and I have a collection of 3D printers coming. It's like every week.
But that's cool because you're having fun making something like that. There's entertainment value in that for. And then if you don't want it, you could be like, I can sell it. Like somebody want it, you know, or do it as a giveaway or whatever. But like you're enjoying them now. That's what's important.
Yeah. So I'm literally building I guess a 16 or 20 foot workbench in my garage to put all my 3D printers on. Because right now they're taking up space in my man cave, and it's like, oh, they got to get out of here. It's like, I don't want a workshop in my collection room. I don't want that. So and we bought a smaller house, so they're going to go in the garage. So I'm building a workbench for that, and it's like every week I got another 3D printer coming. So eventually I'll just start giving away 3D printers because I can't keep them all. But making things like I'm making a Commander Fox helmet, the Phase 1 Fox helmet, the visor, the whole. I've already printed 90% of it. I got a video coming on that, by the way. And then I have more Star Wars. I want to do some more Star Wars actors interviews. Like I think those are super fun.
He was great on it when you had actually both of them.
I got some other feeler, going on. So we'll stay tuned for that. But I'll have some fun with it. But the figure stuff of it should be stuff you enjoy. And there have been figures, like Justin said, like there have been figures like you weren't super excited, and then you unbox it.
I read it. I was just going to say the same thing.
That's definitely happened. That is one.
I remember the Rise of Skywalker Rey. Right? Everybody was just crapping on that figure when the pictures came out. And then as people started, I remember Justin's review and yours, and like as people started to get it in hand, they're like, no, guys, whatever reason, this is not looking good on camera. I'm telling you, you got to get this thing in hand. It is magnificent. And that it really is. There are definitely figures that, like I didn't hate it, but I wasn't super impressed with the final sculpt on Yelena from Black Widow. I was like, I'll wait and let me see. Like, I still probably won't get it just because I don't absolutely need it, even though I do love her character. But I was like, let me see, some other people that I know and trust get it in hand. And then if they tell me no, like this is one of those cases where you get it in hand and it really does wow you, then okay, I can kind of, go from there. But that's the thing. It's like,
It's not a must-have though.
No, yeah, that particular one is not as much as I like.
And
her,
now she came like from the
must-have.
Hawkeye version, the Hawkeye show version, and she came with like a bowl of mac and cheese and some sriracha. Like that might be.
I would buy the hell out of that.
That would be kind of cool.
And she's going to be in and the other thing too is that she's going to be in Thunderbolts, and I bet there'll be a better costume and something from that. So I could potentially
absolutely love the character. Florence is amazing at it, but the figure itself is just not something.
Yeah, it was just like it was a pretty just straightforward release, and that's fine. There are going to be people who absolutely love it, and more power to you. But yeah, I mean, like you and Justin both said, it's like there are figures that will surprise you, that you'll get it in hand and be like, "Oh my god, I did not expect this to be like." Yeah. I mean, that Iron Man. I mean, I was excited for it. I think you were too, but neither one of us really knew how good that classic Iron Man was going to be.
So good, man! All you guys are hating on that thing. Y'all are missing out.
You know what another one is? Taskmaster, all right? Because a lot of people didn't like the Black Widow movie. They skipped that one. That Taskmaster figure, I personally love. I mean, I know it's not for everybody, but I love that thing. The Batman Beyond from Arkham, that suit, right? A lot of people, were just like, oh, it's just kind of a repaint, whatever. No, I love that one. So there's some that will definitely surprise you. But not being in the content creation game myself, I'm not worried about like getting something and having a timely review. I'll sit back, and if enough people that I trust and that I respect their kind of opinions on it, if they are like, oh no, this really is an amazing release, I can always pick it up later. It's not like I have to. I'm like way beyond the like have to have it like day one from Hong Kong the second it comes out. For some stuff, it's like that I really love. Yeah, I would like to have like a first batch, but if I don't have it, I'll wait. It'll come to stateside, and I'll get it eventually.
Exactly. Cool. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we've been here for an hour and a half, which is 30 minutes longer than we usually go for these live streams, but I haven't done one in a few weeks. So heads up on stuff on the channel. Brendan's starting a new YouTube channel at some point. No, he's not. I'm just kidding. So I do have.
I can't interfere with my OnlyFans.
Yeah, I've got one called Only Figs.
Only goats.
Only goats. So we got Night Out Spidey. We got a video coming on that guy.
Very nice figure for anybody who's on the fence on that one. Very nice figure.
Unbreakable, and then just beautiful. I mean, I can't tell you how beautiful this freaking Darksaber I just got. This NeoPixel thing is freaking.
That really looks cool.
It is. I cannot wait to get it lit up and see, like, because it's NeoPixel. It's going to be bright as hell, and all the sound effects on it. I'm super.
I don't own any lightsabers, but that one would be tempting.
That's badass, and that's my first Darksaber because I've skipped the Galaxy's Edge one and I skipped the Hasbro one. I didn't get those. Mm-hmm. That and just the way they package, that's crazy.
How are they priced in comparison to like the other companies?
I want to say like usually the NeoPixels hilts and blades are usually about $200, sometimes a little less. Okay. But the NeoPixel ones are. I mean, if you put a NeoPixel blade next to like even the Galaxy's Edge blade, the brightness is like it's you cannot compare. It's like having
I noticed that they have
light you can't.
I noticed that they have a lot of them at conventions now.
Yeah,
I saw a lot at Wicked Comic Con that was just here and a couple weeks back, and I know there will be a ton of those kind of vendors at Fan Expo Boston in August. Mm-hmm. You're going to Heroes, right?
I'm going to Heroes Con. I'm also going to Brickfest, which is in August. Brickfest is a Lego. That's in.
No, I could see you. Yeah. You know, Brickfest. I could definitely see it. What drew you to go to Heroes? Because I mean,
it's 30 minutes down the road.
Okay, so it's like. All right, so is the effort, the bar is pretty low there. Okay.
Well, and Brickfest is 30 minutes down. Well, I was 45 minutes.
Well, but Heroes is very like comic focused.
Yeah, well, I need some comics. I got my fair share of comics in the collection.
Okay, all right.
But I need some stuff. But there'll also be hot toys, and there'll be statues, and there'll be cosplay, and there'll be. I mean, there's a lot of. There's be artists. I mean,
are you devastated that Sideshow won't be there?
I may or may not have a pitch meeting coming in that similar subject.
For Sideshow skipping
I may
SDCC.
not.
Oh my
I'm not going
God.
to say which company, but should a
Man.
distributing company skip SDCC, I may have a pitch meeting in the works to describe the decision behind skipping it. Just saying. I might have a little something up my sleeve. Just saying. So stay tuned.
Man.
Also, I got a special treat that I'm recording tomorrow for you guys. Stay tuned for that one. So a lot of content coming up there, and I'm just doing fun content. So hopefully you guys enjoy it. And if you do, tell a friend so we can get my freaking 100,000 subscriber plaque on the wall. That would be very much appreciated. But we're out of here. So I appreciate you guys. Justin, if you're still here, thanks for stepping around, bud. Appreciate you jumping on. And we're going to jump out of here. You guys have a good weekend and stay safe. We're out.